What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be talking about the 3 legends we do know are coming this weekend in college football Ultimate Team. Looking ahead to Sunday, which could help you with knowing what is going to crash in the auction house. Could help you with who to sell, who to, save up for, especially with the certain positions. Now, I do want to give a massive shout out to Joker KO for posting this screenshot on Twitter. I could not actually find this in game. I was looking for it, couldn't find it. So shout out to him. He is the reason we do have these cards and who each and every one of them are. Now, with this, guys, don't look specifically at the graphic because this is Booger McFarland, who he's scanned in as. But look at who it is, okay? Ricky Williams, Texas Ricky Williams, man. Super exciting. 88 speed, 86 acceleration, decent trekking, decent break tackle, is a power back. Another running back to throw in the fold. I feel like recently in college football Ultimate Team, we've seen a lot of good running backs. Let's talk about it. Let's look at it. When you look at the running back position, we got Judkins, we saw Jeanty recently, we saw Owens recently, Robinson not too long ago, Edwards, and Ricky Williams is going to be just another one of those really solid backs. Do I think he's going to be better than Judkins? No. Do I even think he's going to be as good, better than Jeanty? No. But he is another running back, so if you are looking at maybe getting Jeanty, I would probably hold off until Sunday. And it's crazy for me to say that, but if you know we're getting another good 88 overall running back, it will be foolish to spend on a running back right now in college football Ultimate Team. It's another thing, like, I don't necessarily want to sell any of my cards, but even a guy like Quinshon Judkins, he's just going to continue to slowly go down in price. And it just, to me, is like, man, do I just, I don't know, hold on to Judkins? Do I sell Judkins? It just is super interesting. If you do have Judkins or Robinson or any of those cards, maybe even like a Jeanty, is it worth it to sell him or not right now? I don't know. It's just kind of weird because I do think, we're going to continue to get really good cards in the auction house. Just comes down to what is your goal, I think, with college football Ultimate Team. What is your goal to get out of like a Quinshon Judkins? Is it, the best running back in the game? Because Judkins is still going to be that. But there are going to be cards like a Jeanty that are 99% of Judkins that it's like, is it worth holding on to Judkins for when we know his price is just going to continue to drop? Kind of puts everybody in kind of a tough situation knowing these cards are coming. But Ricky Williams, definitely a super fun and exciting card that is going to be coming in college football Ultimate Team. The next card that we need to talk about today is Herman Moore, and I'm gonna zoom in obviously for this. But for Moore, it's kind of blurry here. 89 speed at the wide receiver position, 6'4", good catch, good route runner. If you have Tavon Austin, if you have T-Mac, any of those cards, just be careful. It's important to know he is an LTD, so he's not going to be super common. But I would be super careful with the wide receiver position right now because you don't want to be stuck holding Tavon Austin for 1.5 million coins. Same thing for T-Mac. Yes, they are solid receivers in college football Ultimate Team. I'm not here to debate you on that. But what I will say is, with all of these great wide receivers coming into the game, what is the overall price of some of these cards going to look like? That is kind of the point I'm getting at here. For Herman Moore, he's going to be a solid wide receiver, nearly just as good as T-Mac. Not probably as good, but nearly as good. T-Mac obviously is an inch taller. T-Mac, in my opinion, is slightly better. But throw Herman Moore right in there with T-Mac, right in there with Luther Burden, right in there with Tavon Austin as a card that I think could be one of your best overall receivers in the game. And again, if you have any of those other receivers that I just mentioned, I would probably get rid of them. And I'm not trying to sit here and scare you guys with whoever you got at whatever positions, but it is just another thing to think about. If you do have any wide receivers, to probably sell them before Sunday. And it's sad that I have to say this, but it's where we're at right now in college football Ultimate Team. You have to be so stingy with your coins because each and every drop, more and more cards are coming. And I'm already fast forwarding to Legends. We don't even know what's coming out in the college kickoff set. So let's say we do get another receiver or another running back in that set. It's just going to add an extra layer to this market crash for these specific positions. So if you have any wide receivers, I try to probably liquidate as much of those cards as you can before we do get these cards. Especially with the non-LTDs like Ricky Williams, like Aqib Talib. Now, Talib up last, 88 speed. 88 acceleration, really good man coverage, really good in press. If you do play a lot of man coverage, does not get much better than Talib. Now, this is a situation with the corners. You've got to be so smart. If you have any of these corners, I'm not telling you to sell now, but I'm telling you to sell now. These corners are all really good in college football Ultimate Team, but their prices are going to go down. And if you're wondering why, well, it's obvious. It's so obvious. The cornerback position is just going to continue to get better and better. Denzel Burke is 104,000 coins and is super good as well. Corners I'm talking about here. If you have, a guy like Zirksee, he's for over 400,000 coins. Get rid of him. Pat Pete, get rid of him. Sauce Gardner, Tacario Davis, both of them are LTDs. Should hold some of their value, but they're going to go down as well. We're getting better and better corners. And again, a lot of these corners are going to go way down in price. It just would not be smart for me to tell you guys to hold on to them at this stage. And I, as much as anything, would like to hold on to all of my players. I don't like, having to sell any of my players. But even a guy like Will Johnson. Right now, Will Johnson is the best corner in the game by barely. Just barely the best corner in the game. But the problem with Will Johnson is right now he's 570,000 coins. And if you think for a second I'm not going to sell Will Johnson for 500,000 coins with the corner we got today, with Aqib Talib coming out as well, you're not thinking straight. You're not thinking properly. I am going to try to get 571,000 coins out of Will Johnson, and hopefully he sells. My cornerback position I feel like is pretty solid right now. I've got some other guys that can replace them. And even if I sell Will Johnson and tactically downgrade him to the new card that came out today for a fraction of that price, I think you've got to do it. These cards are important to know are coming. So shout out to Joker KO for helping us out with this, because if nothing else, for the market, it is important to get ahead of the market. If a cornerback wouldn't have came out on Friday or Sunday, then there's no reason for me to sell Will Johnson. But I do know Aqib Talib is coming out, who is going to be nearly just as good as Will Johnson. Probably smart to sell him. Same thing, we know a quarterback is not coming on Sunday, or at least not one of the top 3 cards coming on Sunday. So if you do have a really good quarterback, your chances of them retaining their prices are a little bit better. It's just important to know these type of things, as well as who is coming. Moore should be one of the best receivers in the game. Talib, one of the best corners in the game. Ricky Williams should be a fun back to use. That's going to wrap it up for our video today, guys. Hopefully you guys found this useful. Hopefully it helped you guys out. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.